Up, gang? What's up? What's up? What's up, gang? Gang, gang, gang. Gang, gang, gang. You see my hair? It was too bad. I was like, I need a fucking this. Oh my god. I don't know why I think about like doing a ponytail. I never did that before. It's just like, it's just better though. It's like my hair is not going everywhere, but like, oh my god. I still don't know what to think. It just seems kind of short for some reason. That's pretty much it. Okay, it's time to game. Okay, I look so like I don't know what to think about it. It's kind of disgusting. It's not disgusting, it's kind of rough on the edge, like everything. Or maybe not rough on the edge, maybe that's not the word I could use, but it's kind of weird. Maybe weird is the word, I don't know. Anyways, I'm alive. That's what matters at the end of the day. And we will do. What do we do today? Drops enabled? Why do I have drops enabled? Drops for Duolingo? Okay, that's kind of good. That's kind of good. Let's see. Let's see if people comes in because I don't really know what to do today. Because just actually, I wanted to try something new, where I just go on 4chan on the music board and I just like give my opinion. Because like yesterday I actually kind of enjoyed doing my thing, just going through Asmongold like shit, bro. I kind of enjoyed it for some reason. So so because I was like, I mean, if I could do that, I could like also go on 4chan. Why not? Like go review some of the incels, whether they're posting about music. I feel that could be cool. Don't we agree? I think that there's something there. Okay, let's do that. We can play League, and maybe Percy is there. I kind of want to play League. I know like was wanting to hang out too. So I'm gonna go into review his corner. I know it's like Saturday, but like maybe I'll do it tomorrow, next week. There's a lot of music in his corner, so. I don't know. I actually don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna open this OBS current song thing so we can see what I've been listening to. And we're just going. No more bits, sadly. It's fine. It's fine, man. Do not worry. Do not worry. The only thing we're going to leech you. Leech you on a thing, and for having no bits. Send me rocks. Send me like, I don't know. How you doing, Sim? How you been, man? I'm questioning what I'm going to do today. I think I'm going to do some stuff where I'm going to go on a 4chan. I know, the 4chan music board. I think we could have like funny things in there. Why does it click 3 times? Did they actually popularize alt rock before Nirvana? Who is Jane Addiction? That's a thing too. I don't know what is. How old are people on the music board here? It's like I feel either they're like old people in like in their 30s, or it's like Zoomers that I think Zoomers. So Jane's Addiction. Boobies? I'm cooking curry. I have a good evening. Hey, hopefully your curry is going to be good, man. Curry seems so good right now. This sounds, you know that, yeah, this sounds like Partner by Pyrrhus. It does sound like them. Oh, I never heard about them. Yeah, this is clearly like alt rock, but like I don't know why poster here think Nirvana is the thing that popularized alt rock. Alt rock in my head is it's like not Nirvana. People don't associate Nirvana with alt rock. That's such a weird connection to make. Not really. Everything was a sort of converging at that. By the end of the 80s, Jane's, RCM, Nine Inch Nails, etc., along with metal and hip-hop changing popular culture too. Not at all, they were never influential. Yeah, I kind of agree with this. in the late 80s, kind of like there was like, a lot of movement at the same time that like we're kind of doing this new way of interpreting rock. And again, rock is just like such a large thing. Like how much you could even say like Nirvana has like roots in rock. If they have roots in like punk and stuff like that. Nine Inch Nails is like industrial and like experimental. So I don't know. I mean, the peak is like Radiohead or something for alt rock. I guess in the early 2000s. But like with those songs, like were they late 80s? So. Well, I'm happy to have like found this man, I guess. I guess. Like, what is this? There's like this like marimba or something? What's happening there? No K-pop. Any music that's feel like this? Jazz? This is like, yeah, I guess. Metal? How do I get into X genre? Kind of boring. I don't get it, bros. John Moss did all the right things. He said he was sorry and he learned from his mistake, even disavowed. But they still didn't review the album. What gives? What did he do? What did John Moss do? What is this artist did? Let's see. What a controversy did he got into? Oh, because... Oh, I see. He was angry that people supposed him to be fascist because he's subject of matter of his song. He felt it was self-evident leftist in nature. Okay, people are just mad. I know, like, Ariel Pink got like a weird twist or something. It's politics. Okay, that's, I see. It's politics. He was kind of mad that it went through politics. Why is the OBS not working? Why is the song not working? There we go. I think that's why. Do I have any opinion about that? I don't have much to say. I don't even know like that much of John Moss. Like, it's like, what do I think? I don't even know. I just know A Moon and that's it. And I guess he was like in the scene with like Peta Bear, with like Animal Collective and like Ariel Pink in the early 2000s or something. Again, there's like a scene. I don't know where they're from. Are they like American, LA stuff, or are they like English? This old like artsy pop art thing with like Animal Collective and those people just seems like a weird scene by itself. But like I don't really know where to go in there with this. You know what? Let's go reggae music. Let's see what they say. Let's start with Panda Bear, John Moss, and Ariel Pink. I feel they're all from the same area. Like they got like a similar sound too. So maybe there's something interesting there to explore. That's this guy. In my head, he was like blonde or something. I don't know why. That's cool. They have pictures now. Before it was they just put like a big like well, that's different than the song before. Before they just had the first album that was like the most views. Again, I'm trying to see Baltimore. They're from Baltimore. Early 2000. Then we go John Mouse. Again, it's like hypnotic pop. Austin, early 2000s still again, kinda. This album kinda like went like later. But it wasn't with Ariel Pink, like, and that's the band with Before Today. Which Before Today is actually like a really good album. There's a lot of like cool sound in there. It's really like artsy, psychedelic, like weird shit in there. which I actually really enjoy. And I know like people are shitting on Ariel Pink, but I guess I see. John Moss wasn't there for like a year. So can we really say he was like member of the band? No, really, it was there 1 year. I mean, you could see like the influence that could maybe like got from this. But yeah, I don't know. It's simply not about the music anymore for critics. I don't see any difference between albums like I don't care. You can clearly like critics about you can apologizing for his action is the bare minimum he could have done. What did he do? He caused harm in the communities? What did he do? Yeah, that's the thing too. He gets. Anyways, that's what I saw. Anyways, I guess I won't go too deep into this because I don't know the lore. I just feel like Ariel Pink, John Mouse, and I feel the thing that probably happened is that there's like Animal Collective doing shit in the early 2000s with like amazing albums, like overall like doing like such a great neo psychedelia, playing with sounds and stuff like that. Ariel Pink got the influence, John Moss too. They kind of work together for some times. I mean, at the same time, like Ariel Pink did have like some early albums I haven't listened to, like this one. I know some of the songs in there are actually kind of fun. They're actually kind of fun. Like, maybe I can like put it up. I prefer the previous song from Jane's Addiction. Even in the 90s, I mean, I would say like, I wanted to like, inside, how can I say this? Put it inside of the conversation Stereolab. But the thing with Stereolab, I think they're more in the 90s, early 90s like sound. So it's like more harder to put them into like the early 2000s with Animal like Collective. I'm trying to find like the one song. Hardcore pops are fun. This weird sound too. I guess just in that area there was a lot of like artsy weird pop from the 90s to the like 2010s. Just a bit everywhere. There were like Ween, there were like Stereolab, you had Animal Collective from the early 2000s. Like Internet Brain, also like some older stuff probably, like Cleaner from Venus. I really think it was a big inspiration in this. There might be Giants, that's more a bit rock too. You see, that's just a fun song. Like, there's like a certain like lo-fi vibe to it, the DIY of it. Like, what's the name of the guy? Also from the 90s. Johnson, what's his name? There's just like a really cool art pop thing in the 90s, I feel. That like kinda like continued into the 2000s and kinda end in the 2010s. Daniel Johnson, that's what I mean. Daniel Johnson too. Yeah, the 90s, now I think about it, had like a lot of like cool artsy pop. And Stereolab, I keep repeating, like Stereolab, Animal Collective from the early 2000s, Daniel Johnson, that like cool stuff. He had like genres of music like shoegaze. Shoegaze is more late 80s. Like shoegaze, Bjork, stuff like that were like doing really cool stuff. Ween. The 90s, yeah. I guess that's like one of the paths I could like actually want to explore more into the 90s. Like really, they had like a really cool artsy pop indie thing going on. It's like beginning of like electronic in there too. Using it like in a more democratic way. You know, like anyone can like do a song. Of course, drugs. It's kind of psychedelic, right? It's like an art scene is like really psychedelic too. In a weird way, I see like even like if I think about those bands, there's a real like AP vibe to them. Drugs and like those like weird like shapes of sounds they're making. There's a big like AP vibe to this 90 thing. And I'm not putting like Radiohead and stuff like that because I think Radiohead is more a bit traditional into their way they use the textures of in their songs. It's like it's beautiful like constructed, but like I feel when you go to like these artsy band or whatever, it's like it's more weird. I wouldn't say Radiohead is weird. And I guess now there's like a lot of these sounds that you see in rap, I guess. I would have like make a link, maybe not. But it opened the door. Oh, Flaming Lips too. I forgot Flaming Lips. Yeah, I forgot Flaming Lips. Flaming Lips are like from the same era too. They were from the 90s, early 2000, right? Yeah. Yeah, early 2000. Psychedelic pop. Different, but like that's the thing I was saying about like it gives like a certain like hippie vibe from the 90s. Like a certain return to that hippiness that like it was really popular in the 60s and in the 60s. Like with band like the Zombies or the Beatles. Even if it's like it the way that scene didn't have the same place as hippies, like for sure. Like hippies were way bigger. Here it feels a bit more like underground. But still, it's like an underground that feels like hippie. Which is really cool. I never like really like approach it that way. Yeah. Singing about drugs, dude. Singing about like weird magic. Like those blunt textures. Yeah. I like this. I like this vision of like the 90s and like this scene. The K-pop. I'm in desperate need of some super catchy, groovy pop funk. That's too large. That is too large. Groovy pop funk soul. What do they mean? And they put gorillas. Oh, now we're getting politics. You see, they love. What percentage of musicians are this rich? People seem to think fame equals money. It doesn't. Look at all the bankrupt rappers and athletes. How many are actually rich? And only the very top of K-pop stars have money. The old school people whose career were big in the 70s, 80s are that rich because they are considered legacy acts. Now it makes a lot of money. I think it's also like the place in the industry. The artist doesn't have the same place anymore. Even if you make like a banger, it's just because there's so many more artists that could replace you, and the way like algorithm is not like the same. I really think that's like there were less music before, and like because there was less music, you had like if you were able to get into the face of people, you had more chance of getting like bought. Today it's like it's so fast that you don't have time to like have like a lot of opportunity to get bought in shops and stuff like that, right? I feel that's why. But again, it's like it depends. Even like K-pop, I feel like K-pop is that popular because there's like so much a groupie culture around them, right? Or something like that. I don't know how to really think about like the institution, I guess. That's actually interesting about music, right? How can you like study in institution of like that sells records and stuff like that? I just think it's so interesting. You know, all the artists is in there. Even like the role of like, I know it's dumb, but like the role of like marketing in there. It's like because sometimes like the way I actually like see it from afar, it's like it's such a weird mix of people. It's like there's the artists. And there's like the people that are like, we need to sell, and I'm pretty sure there's like actual like people there in big towers are like, we need to sell. I'm a capitalist. You know, I love money. And it's like such groups that are like merged together, and it's like the art in there or whatever. And how you not produce how do we call when you have a product and you want to like put it abroad? There's a certain, let me find my words, okay? Let me find my words. There's a fuck. I only have the word reproduction, but reproduction is a distribution. How they distribute like the acts. That's a thing too. I think without knowing exactly like to compare the artists from today, but I feel the distribution is not the same anymore. And the form the distribution made with like internet and stuff like that, and like the way like we don't buy as much like a physical thing, really make a change on how like artists make money. So I don't know. Oh, this song's good. This song's a groove. Yeah, this song's Laraji. He worked with like Brian Eno. He made like, this guy makes like such good stuff. My nose itch so bad. Oh my god. Schubert edition. This shirt is for this edition of music and blah blah blah. Okay, that's the classical like post, and people love it. 4chan music love classical music. They think that it's like the higher arts. Higher arts. I'm so smart. I go on 4chan. I'm an intellectual. I will intellectualize women being less than me. And the leftists that are like so emotional. I'm gonna listen to this on the Spotify. Fuck off. Okay. What about this cover? The album cover for arts albums is really important. I kinda don't like seeing the people. You know, because like those type of music, they're supposed to be orchestras. So it's like, why is these two goons, those two people, more important than the rest? Maybe there's only like the piano, but oh, these are fun. I like when it goes fast like that, getting silly. That's my favorite part of like classical music, when they're silly a bit, like Mozart. Or like some ballads. Or some ballads. It's just like a little waltz. Waltz. I love waltzes. Big move. Big changing of like little ballad, the bam explosion. The big movement. When I think about like classical music, I try to think about like a valse or something. It's always like a dance. Sometimes the movement goes harder, then sometimes it goes back. Maybe it depends on like the classical composer. Not every classical music can do that. But like classical music has a real like movie element to it, right? It's like moving emotions back to back. Okay, this is fun. Is the music loud enough? I hope so. Crazy how they said, intro one, please stream, and they didn't. They didn't come. I'm alone going on 4chan. Crazy. I didn't really listen to Schubert that much. Like, actually, like, listen to this. It's kind of giving me, like, I didn't know Schubert had this, like, little waltz in him. The silly waltz. Like you see, hear that? There's, like, a lot of, like, Chopinness in there. You know, that's the sound I associate with Chopin. And I feel like Chopin is really good at the little ballad stuff. Like, one of my favorite albums of all time. A lot of people are going to say, oh, it's Glenn Gould with, like, his back, well-tempered clavier. I actually think it's like... Can I find it? Chopin is, like, one of my favorite albums of all time. It was made by this Turkish woman named Idil something. And I just love it that much because it's all silly waltzes. Can I find that playlist, please? Dude, I have too many playlists. Where are my classical playlists, please? I ordered this, so okay, here. This. All the waltzes from Chopin is like, oh, they're so good. And one of the best version I found, in my opinion, is like, I really like it. Idil Biret. Her. Beautiful. They're silly waltz. And I guess I kind of hear the same thing with like this French Schubert thing. You know? I don't really put my hair in, you know. Ugh. No more ponytail. No more ponytail. So yeah, I guess that was classical music. That's guy had like a cool thing. Let's see now what people says. Why do instruments have different name? What's all of that about? Just use the same name for everything. Gosh, what? Not sure if I've heard that super blah blah blah. Sure wish he had done a bit more for the arpeggione. What is it? Arpeggione? Arpeggios? Like when it goes. I'm aware of his irrelevance as a pedagogue. What do you all make of Clementi? I know he's an important influence on better remembered composer from Beethoven and Hummel to Chopin and Mozart, to name a few. And I'm aware of his relevance as a pedagogue, gratis, blah blah blah. But his own music, I've heard. Was he particularly good as a composer? Will you consider him as an essential classical composer along with like the Bach? You cannot like Haydn, Mozart. I don't think you can like compare the thing to Bach and Mozart. Those guys are too high. Be me, even. Buy a complete bicycle and Beethoven piano sonata. Listen to the first movement of one night. Very emotional. In a row. Change back to Sibelius. What? Ja. I don't know how to really say anything right now. I'm just like, people are not saying much. I do like chamber music a lot. Piano so-so. Piano tends to feel lonely rather than intimate. Depends how you play it. Am I the only one who thinks Gulda then that sounds it was recorded on an NES? I could imagine fighting a Mega Man boss to this.
Êtes-vous considéré comme un bon conducteur? Conduisez prudemment et économisez jusqu'à 35% sur vos assurances.
That's just like the clavier. This bag. No, it's Frederick Gulda. Sorry. Frederick Gulda. No, that's still back. I don't know why. What he's saying. That's still back. What is Frederick Gulda? Oh, that's a guy playing it. Okay, whatever. Ahaha, classical music. Yes, I do love my classical music. Yes, yes. I mean, Chinese is honestly quite simple of a language overall. When you take away the R-word hieroglyphic writing system, it's really basic. There's no article to speak of, no saying. I'm going to eat a chicken becomes this, or me will go to eat a singular chicken. What? Beethoven was the most romantic of composers, says Rudolf Buchbinder, trusting a score at me to demonstrate exactly how and why. Just look, nobody else wrote a tempo after Espressivo. When Beethoven wrote Espressivo, which he did a lot, he meant something deeply emotional, something extreme, something that would stop time as we know it. This might sound like a minutiae of technical lexicon, but for the 16-year-old Austrian pianist, it is much more than that. He plays me a few bars of a Beethoven sonata, opus 9, pulling the pulse and dynamics around like a badly wrapped record. You hear there's romantic freedom. This is such a good summation of Beethoven's interpretive approach to Beethoven. It's not ponderous, sentimental romanticism in the same vein as Barenboim, but stormy and bombastic. Beethoven played more like Brahms than Mozart. I dig it. I love when someone is like able to like say stuff like that. They are able to like get the vibe out of these classical composers. I love to listen to like people trying to like discern like, oh, Mozart was trying to say this, because you can see the progression of bars, and when he put that tempo there, it's so cool. What is this? Look at this artist. That is so goofy. He just put his weight. Wow, dude. That is cool. Glenn Gould is the only pianist I care. Because he's Canadian. That's it. He's part of my intro group. Anime girl? Okay, I've done enough with classical music. I wanted to see something else. You can still listen to classical music though. I froze here. Jams you like to play when you're going back. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac is such a banger song. Like, this shit goes crazy. I agree. Roast beef and this Albini. America wasn't ready to hear Steve's message, but the world sat down and listened. What? Okay, nothing interesting. Imagine if some chud artist arrived in the mainstream, that'd be interesting. Literally, yay. Exactly. Blindly just copies the replacement and Oscar do. Is a blonde hair, blue-eyed Chad, so he gets more famous. Holy shit, black pilling. He didn't know. I love Nirvana because he's people are just mad because he went popular compared to like his other people in the thing. You know, he just killed himself. People are just mad about that. I actually think he got really like a unique sound. He's able to like pull inspiration from those bands. But I really think Nirvana was able to get like its own sound that was like really interesting. You know? Chill music is ironically very meritocratic, and physically attractive artists with little merits never endure. What do you mean by that? They say like pretty artists don't actually win. Some bands are just less well known because they just aren't as good as other band. Mud looks is just an excuse. I mean, it's part of it. I don't think it's only the only thing, but it's part of it. It's part of it. It fits the picture more, you know, when you... I will dare for everything outside the 516 blue. Something I learned today. Pink's turned blue. I'll give you this. Everything after Let It Be by the Replacement, while good, sounds like a mix of Springsteen and I don't care. He seems like a cool bloke to be around with. Imagine not sharing a drink with the guy from The Fall. The guy from The Fall. That's a good picture. The Fall is pretty good. Good bloke to have a beer with. The guy from The Fall. I imagine him having like such a annoying thing, you know, like those guys that just keep talking. Don't stop. I feel that's the guy from The Fall. He just seems like an annoying dude. He would have been a great streamer. Historically ugly, unpopular dudes had to learn the guitar to get girls. The ugly guys in question, that's a guy from Oasis. They're so funny. I think Blur win. I think actually Blur win. Oasis maybe had their market hits. You know, they had the market hits. They were like super popular, but as a whole thing, Blur wins. They had like a more diversity. I feel they had like this arts edge or whatever. In general, the guy and if you take the people behind Blur, it's like Damon. I think that's the blonde guy in Blur. He went into like doing Gorillaz afterwards. So it's like that's a double Oasis never could do. I think Blur wins. Oasis, they got like they first like sprint. Oasis is good at sprinting. Blur, they got the endurance on. Like you look at the discographies, Blur is like each album is like it explores a new ways. Oasis kind of feel all the same. It's a good sprint though. Like their bangers are like better like than any Blur song. I'll say that, okay? Like Don't Look Back at Anger and like all those songs. Way better than like any singular like Blur song. But Blur, they have like more of like variety. They have like more of that spreading. They're like all the songs together. They have like a emergent property that just make them win. What can I say? And on Twitter, like they're so funny. I think it's Noel. I don't remember the name of the other guy. Musicians are mostly average, not ugly or great looking, just completely mug in front of the truth. I think it's like just that's Mike Jagger. I think if you're an artist, you know how to present yourself. Even if you're a bit ugly, it's like it's going to be fine. I really think that it's like maybe like if they didn't have that aura, they didn't know how to like harvest their aura around them, they wouldn't be like as cool. But because they have such aura, physically they get like cool. Much weaker than false. Wait. At Saint Quentin. Oh, I've listened to that. That's a Johnny Cash like album. I was like running because I do a lot of like jogging. I was listening to that album. Much weaker than Folsom Prison or Greatest Hits. I agree. Folsom Prison is just like, it's so good. Saint Quentin is like, it's still good. It's still as good as Folsom Prison, which is where to go if you're just getting to cash. Only 10 song. Okay. The other was written by Bob Dylan. Okay, that's not much. Top 5 album, Loaded, The Velvet Underground. That is a weird take to be like your favorite album. Well, okay. Exile on Main Street, The Rolling Stone. I didn't really listen to that much Rolling Stone. I tried to listen to one of them. Oh, the Country-ish album. I've listened to Aftermath. I was listening to Aftermath. I really enjoyed it. I really didn't know Rolling Stone, being an American band, they had like such a country sound to them. Like I wasn't expecting, and they got a lot of like that emo rock from the 60s. I don't know how to say it. They got like a edgy like rock, which is fucking sick. I just wasn't expecting the Rolling Stone being like edgy rock from the 80s, 60s. Sorry, and have like that country vibe to them. In my head, like the Rolling Stones were more like just like a generic band, but they really feel like an edgy Beatles, and they were able to get the American vibe to it. Because right, they're American, right? They're not from the UK. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just think they're from the US, because that could have been like cool in the 60s. You know, it's like, oh, Those are the American Beatles. Having that feud. I hope they're not from the UK. They might be from the UK. Where did they start? I cannot like differentiate the accent when they sing. I'm trying to sing if there's anything here. The Stone became the breakout band of the British blues. Okay. Okay, they're from the UK. Stones are from the UK too. So I guess they were just the EG like Beatles. That's how I see it. The White Albums, clearly not. Clearly not. The White Albums is too long. There's a great song in there, but like I don't feel the thing. Doolittle, Pixies, You Got Me. A Blue Album, Weezer, yeah sure. Lacks some Bad Brains in there. And like why the Loaded? Why this album over like even like any other like Velvet Underground? Why Loaded? The Loaded feels like just more like a commercial EP Velvet Underground from Lou Reed or something. Maybe that's why what he likes. He's like, I don't know, but like that's like a more like sweet version of like Art Lou Reed from like their early albums. I don't know. I don't know. How about the rest? Blonde on Blonde and Pet Sound, yeah. Yeah, sure. Blonde on Blonde. And Pet Sound. All old though. All 60s. I feel those albums are all old. Oh yeah, I saw that. The Geese went on the Jimmy Kimmel show. And they're complaining that one of them in trust. What? It's for the trust fund. Yeah, they're trust fund babies. All music today, most of them are all trust fund babies. That's just where the money is. So they have time to make their music good. Hey, I mean, look, they're making good music. Kinda sucks that they are like, someone that just like middle class can just do his thing. Kinda sucks. Well, you know, it's like at least they're making good music. Essential Autumn albums. Sun Kill Moon. I agree. Sun Kill Moon is an underrated like gem. That guy underrated. I don't know if it's one guy. That Ben, underrated as fuck. He sings so well. Guitar is so cool. He got this like country going for him that's like insane. More Geese like Joshua Cake. Okay. Thousand Cokes there. I think okay. The thing with this new album is that it's clearly not as good as 4D Country, because I feel the band tried to get a more mainstream appeal with this album. And I think they kind of succeeded to it, but I just don't feel they it gives place for them to experiment with their sound and really like push boundaries like they did with 4D Country. And I don't remember the name of the main guy that sings, but God, I love how he sings. I love like the movement of his voice. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. But yeah, they're going more mainstream with this album, more than 4D Country. I think that's the thing too, right? They did 4D Country. I mean, look, let's go on their page, because now I'm a geezer. Okay, I'm a big geezer fan. What happened is that first album, Testing the Ground. You see that album cover, kind of shit, kind of dog shit. I'll be honest, this feels like so boring. I haven't even listened to it. That's just like they made a band, they practice, and okay, let's see where we go. Finally, they get like their sound, and they're able to get this album, this masterpiece. This is really good. This is like really a gem. Here, you can explore their sound and really push boundaries to get like a little edge over like the other indie bands. That's how you get into the underground scene, and they did. They did succeed. They got talked on the internet. They got talked and they did like a little thing. Now they're like they're big enough, they can get kind of start to get to the mainstream, and I think this album came perfectly into that. We'll see how this grows, but I really feel the sound is way more like homogenic and less trying to try stuff. While 3D Country, I say 4D Country, 3D Country is really like trying new stuff just so they can like be pretentious about their album and like be like make themselves like look like cool. So we'll see. I mean, they got to the Jimmy Kimmel show. I feel a lot of these songs, they're more into the pop rocks. That's like a more safe thing. A lot of songs feel more into like the category of like the Clairo and all that stuff. So I enjoyed it. I clearly don't think it's as good as 3D Country, but I enjoyed it. I'm really excited to see like the band where they're going to go after that. We'll see, like they're probably going to react to like how this album is going to get received, I guess. So it will depend where they go after that. Maybe also like how much like space they have to like explore their sound. I don't know the people behind, but like we'll see. We'll see. They seem cool. I like bands. They seem cool. And I haven't listened to Cameron Winter at all. So I guess he had time to make stuff. I hear heavy metal. I don't know where this album lies in. So I should have listen. I should listen to this. I'm going to probably listen to it like this week. So Thousand Cocks. I gotta enjoy it. Cockcore. Wait, you don't see it. Cockcore. Cowboy. I will totally have sex with a woman while he washed. Swarty cockling. Cameron is a cock spawn and still makes cooler music than you ever could. I think his parents like what if I heard like I don't know if it's a lie or something, but didn't his mom is like wrote weird book about like free sex or some shit, and that's how he got like trust fund baby funds because his mom was like I fuck everyone and it's fine or some shit, which is such a funny like backstory. I think it's such a funny backstory. When did the obsession with authorship in music begin? When did the obsession with authorship in music begin? Truth is, the final performance is the only thing that matters. People want to listen to a great performance from a good performer. The final package is what matters, no matter if the instruments were AI generated. Only two groups care about authorship. Failed artists, because they spend thousands of hours making garbage no one cares about. Music nerds, losers who jerk off to the achievement of other men, like sports fans, know more about band's history than the band themselves and are obsessed with how Paul came up with Melody on a Dream. But it doesn't like matter. It's like that's like the argument of like fast food. It's like if the fast food is good, no matter like what it entails, if someone is happy with it, it's cool. I mean the thing is like it's important to enjoy it, but like it could be healthy too. And I feel like the dialogue around like the music helps the music. Okay, first thing first, having a cool dialogue around the music makes the music itself becomes of higher prestige. Maybe I feel like when an album is really good, like the Beatles, is because you want to learn about the album behind, and it makes the songs even better. While like some AI bullshit is like there's nothing to be said behind. The only thing you could like learn behind them is like it's kind of lazy, and I don't think it helps the art itself. Then there's the argument of like, well, what matters is the performance. It is the final package. The final package itself is like all the what is behind doesn't matter. It's only the package itself. And again, that package is like comes with this story with it. Would inform how you consume the art. It's like there's a reason why there's like a certain pretension with higher arts and like painting and stuff like that, because I feel it's like the package of understanding a painting comes with a lot of like background to like appreciate it, and music is the same in my opinion. And so you could also say, okay, well, but like you can enjoy a fast food and it's fine to enjoy just a crap sometimes. If it's good, it's like, I don't care, it's a crap, it just feels good. It's just like on the spot colors, wow, it's just like consuming for fun, and the experience itself is the thing. No intellectualizing, just like pure feeling. And I will say in that case is that doing this is like how could I be critic about like fast food art, because I'm not against it. I love my McDonald's, okay? I love the fact there's like kind of cheap stuff I can just, you know, even even if it's not healthy, I think it's like it's still a thing. I'm not saying it should be the main thing though. I don't know. It's like TikToks. It's actually just the final package. Just kind of feels like empty calories. Maybe that's the thing. It feels like empty calories. This guy loves empty calories. It's just the money. Yeah, empty calories also like can be sold well. When did the obsession with authorship in music begin? The obsession began with people needed to figure out who will be getting paid for their work. Marxism? Oh god. Marxism is difficult to understand, hence why the majority of Marxist revolutionaries never bothering trying or gave up early on. The largest Marxist revolution ever was a peasant uprising-led permanent revolutionary idealist focused movement, despite Marx being anti-peasantry, anti-idealism, and visionary the revolution being... Okay, that's the thing with Marx. The problem with Marx is that he's like too revolutionary, and so people get lost in the sauce. Because Marx was such a revolutionary, and he did create his theory to be revolutionary, so people get lost in the sauce. You can like read Marx only as a philosopher, not as a revolutionary. Of course, it also doesn't work. And I don't know what he's saying about Marx. When playing Marxist is difficult to understand. Yikes. Of course, yes, it is. Of course, it also doesn't work when... Of course it is, but this guy's like... He just want the package. He doesn't want anything else. He just want the package. He doesn't care what the package holds. He doesn't care how the package can be used afterwards. The only thing that matters is the package. Plus, if a musician could play a great Prince song, virtually none could write one. And there's that thing too. The package is like, by itself, the package is like just empty kind of. It's like, okay, dude, show me how you're like, how you consume, how kind of simple you're consuming. I'm not putting like a comparison here. It's just like, there's a thing here. How you consume your art. Only care about the package. You don't use the package. You don't care where it's from and how it informs you to the package. You don't care how you're going to use that package. The only thing is like, if the package is pretty, that's it. I don't care about the rest. No nuance. It lacks nuances, maybe. There's a certain like anti-intellectualism. It's anti, you know, you don't want to think, only package. Which is modernity. That's a thing we see a lot today, right? TikTok, all that stuff. There's like, it's only package. So it's like, it's really cool to see a post like that, because it's like, it shows so much of like modernity, and even like how he's going to say, how he's going to like treat people that are not having the same opinion. He's just going to attack them. He's going into the package. He's not going anywhere. He doesn't care. He's going into the package of what he thinks he is. Failed artists and music who love to jerk off. Like sport fans. No intellectualizing. He's just like the package. He's like caveman brain. Which is like, yeah, as a society, what do we do with caveman brain, right? It's part of us. What do we do with caveman brain? What do? We don't want it to like be the thing that guides us, but at the same time, it's part of us. And sometimes going on the caveman is fun, right? So what do we do? What's the balance here? Maybe as a society right now, we're kind of having this discussion. This interesting discussion, I guess. People are not talking about that. Because like a dumb billionaire, they're going to say like caveman brain sells more. So let's encourage Caveman Brain. I know. Oh yeah, Taylor Swift did do a thing. An album. I love my writer. Oh, you see? You seem like back to the fall, dude. Wrong! You seem like an insufferable wanker who always tried to get attention. Read the Ninja or whatever interviews. No. All the records are great, even the one placed in the last position of its discography, which are maybe 7 by Fall standard, but 8 by the... Okay. The Fall insists upon itself, like this guy. I guess everyone like got the same like vibe from him. He's an annoying dude. It's my favorite band, but they had 66 members. Oh shit. Of which one third played in the band for less than a year, lol. I think it's fairly well documented. It wasn't easy to get on with. Yeah. I guess I kind of like 4chan for this because people were still bringing like some information about the band. So I can't be a loser get jerk off about my bands. Okay, I'm over. I'm over with this. What do we do now? What do we fucking do now, dude? What do we do now? I've been like streaming for an hour. No one showed up. No one showed up. Bunch of losers. We play games? We play games? We play games? Do we play games? What do we play? What games do we play? Transport Fever? $5? Ooh, shit. We playing? Maybe I'll stream later. What about that? I'll think about a game. And I'll play it maybe. Maybe I'll play it. I'll talk. I did talk about music and I had fun. That's what matters, right? Goodbye.